You know, the world of flagship smartphones is an absolute battlefield. Every single brand is out there fighting tooth and nail for that top spot. So today, we're pitting two real heavyweights against each other, the Oppo Find X9 Pro and the Vivo X300 Pro. Let's get right into this massive showdown.
So, let's start with a big question. What does Pro even mean when you slap it on a phone? Is it just about cramming in every single feature you can think of for raw, untamed power? Or is it more about a refined, super consistent, and reliable experience? That's really the core conflict we're going to explore as we compare these two incredible devices.
All right, first up, design and that all-important first impression. You can honestly tell a whole lot about a phone's entire philosophy just by holding it. And believe me, these two could not be more different in how they approach design.
So check this out, the Oppo Find X9 Pro. It's got this super clean, modern vibe going on. Matte glass back, aluminum frame, and it all comes together in this very distinct square camera module. Then you've got the Vivo X300 Pro, and it's really embracing its classic design. You can't miss that massive, iconic circular camera. Now the Vivo might feel a little bit slimmer in your hand, but that camera bump, it is significant. The Oppo, on the other hand, just feels premium and solid.
And I'm not just saying that. One reviewer's reaction to the Oppo was, and I quote, "Holding it, my soul is satisfied." I mean, come on. That's the kind of gut reaction that tells you everything you need to know about the build quality.
So when you actually start using them day to day, both phones feel really well balanced. The Vivo is maybe a little bit easier to manage with one hand, but, and this is a big but, the Oppo has a dedicated camera button and a snap key, which is a huge practical advantage. And hey, with the top-of-the-line IP69 rating, both of these are built to survive pretty much anything you throw at them.
Okay, let's get to the main event for so many of us, the cameras. This is where these two phones really show their completely different personalities. We're talking about two very, very different photographic experiences.
And this is where their philosophies just completely split. Oppo's whole thing is delivering these vibrant, punchy photos with extra sharpening and contrast. They look amazing, ready to go straight to social media. Vivo, on the other hand, thanks to their partnership with Zeiss, is all about a more natural, true-to-life image. The processing is cleaner, it saves those highlight details. It's an aesthetic a more traditional photographer is absolutely going to love.
After 100 days of testing, these differences become crystal clear. Vivo is just Mr. Consistent. It cranks out cleaner images with way better HDR, making it the reliable choice, especially in tricky low light and for selfies. Oppo, though, it's more of a specialist. It has this master mode that delivers ridiculously accurate skin tones, and when it comes to zoom, it's just unmatched at those extreme ranges.
So what's the secret sauce behind that incredible zoom? Well, it's a massive 200-megapixel periscope telephoto sensor. This is how it captures such detailed shots at 30x zoom and even beyond. For things like concerts or wildlife photography, that's a total game changer.
And in the world of video, the story is exactly the same. The Oppo is an absolute creator's dream. You get the whole toolbox, 4K at 120 frames per second, Dolby Vision, and even log recording for professional color grading. The Vivo, again, is that dependable documentary camera. It's focused on rock-solid stabilization and just giving you consistently beautiful results without a lot of fuss.
But look, a great phone is more than just its camera, right? So let's pop the hood and take a look at the raw power driving these two flagships, because this is where things get really, really interesting.
Now, on paper, you'd think these phones would be neck and neck. They're both running the same top-of-the-line MediaTek Dimensity 9500 chipset, so it's a tie, right? Well, not so fast. The reality is actually a bit more complicated.
As you can see from these graphics benchmark scores, the Oppo Find X9 Pro consistently pulls ahead. And this tells us that Oppo has tuned its device to be more aggressive. You know, it's pushing that GPU harder to squeeze out every last drop of performance. And this isn't just about numbers on a chart. In a really demanding game like Genshin Impact, the Oppo delivers a more consistent frame rate. And in something even more intense like Arknight's Enfields, the Oppo not only has a solid lead, but it also runs way cooler. For any serious gamers out there, the winner is pretty clear.
And that performance edge is backed by what is, honestly, a massive win in battery life. The Oppo's 7,500 mAh battery is just huge. It gets you a staggering 9 to 10 hours of screen-on time, even with heavy use. The Vivo's respectable for sure, but its smaller battery just can't keep up. Yeah, the Vivo charges a tiny bit faster, but with the Oppo's endurance, you're easily looking at a 2-day phone. That is a huge deal.
Okay, but hardware is only half the story. The software is what you're actually interacting with every single day. So let's dive into the two different operating systems and see how they really shape the user experience.
After using both for a long time, the general feeling is pretty clear. Oppo's ColorOS 16 just feels more mature, more polished. The animations are incredibly smooth, and you get a ton of customization options. Now, Vivo's Origin OS is modern, it's getting better really fast, but it just lacks that final layer of refinement. The great news, though, is that both brands are offering fantastic long-term update support.
And both systems have their own cool little tricks up their sleeve. Oppo has some brilliant features for travelers like O-Ring for getting international data on the go. Vivo brings some really creative touches like its Origin Island notifications and these fun lock screen wallpapers. So depending on what you value, either one could be a really compelling choice.
Okay, we've gone through design, cameras, performance, and software. So the big question remains, which of these pro-level phones is the perfect one for you? Let's bring it all together for the final verdict.
The Oppo Find X9 Pro. This is the versatile, do-it-all powerhouse. It's for the person who really wants it all. Top-tier gaming, incredible battery life, a super flexible camera for all their creative projects, and a really polished software experience. It is the ultimate creator's tool. Then there's the Vivo X300 Pro. This is the specialist. It's for the photography purist who values consistency and reliability above all else. If you want natural, beautiful, and balanced photos every single time, especially for portraits and selfies, this is your phone. It's the ultimate reliable point and shoot. So, we are right back where we started. What does Pro mean to you? Is it the raw power and do-everything versatility of a creator's tool? Or is it the refined polish of an ultra-reliable camera specialist? Ultimately, the choice is yours. Thanks for joining